What's going on, everybody? This is Nick Bolliger back with NMB Sports. Right here, I got my man Brandon and
What's going
my
on,
man
guys?
Garrett. Brandon, what you got for us today, man?
All right, so to recap a couple games that we had last night, boys, the Raptors and Cavs was a pretty good game. Came down to the fourth quarter. Like we said yesterday, if they held DeMar DeRozan under 30 points, they were going to win. They did just that. He scored 26. LeBron flirting with a triple-double that night. You guys, again, really.
Yeah, every game.
It's not even a question. LeBron will do anything you ask him to every night. He's, without a doubt, the best player in the world. Got 25, 9, and 14. So, do you guys think he can keep up these numbers?
I think he can keep up these numbers. I predicted that if Tristan Thompson had a solid double-double, which he did, they would win the game. LeBron's LeBron. I mean, he's 32, but he's got the body of a 24-year-old.
Right. And the physicality of a 21-year-old.
Right.
Gary, you got anything you can take away from this game?
I think he can, but the only thing, his minutes are going to come down a little bit.
Right, they're going to have
if he wants to keep those numbers, I think he has to take off a little.
He has to take a couple nights
scoring,
off,
right, and take a couple nights off also.
Right,
but I think he can 9 and 9, 9 and 10.
Yeah,
with 22 points. He's capable of doing
perfect. So another game that Hassan Whiteside came up big. Hawks and Heat, like we were talking about. Dwight Howard actually got injured in the third quarter. Hassan Whiteside had a crazy game, 10 offensive rebounds. That was insane. It was a slow start, but how do you think the Hawks are going to fare this season?
I think they're going to do all right. If the Hawks can keep Dwight Howard healthy, because, the Rockets had the same issue, but with his back. This was, I think, with his hamstring or his hip.
His hip contusion, yeah.
Yeah, so his hip, you got to keep Dwight Howard on the floor. You got to keep Paul Millsap involved.
Yep.
He's really, I think, their centerpiece of their offense.
I think
Millsap is.
I think so.
Yeah.
I'd say so. That's just about the centerpiece of their team. I feel like he's their go-to guy on both sides of the ball.
So, if they can keep him in it, I think they're fantastic.
Right. You got anything to add to that, Garrett?
The only thing about Dwight Howard is if he can stay healthy, I think he fits them better.
Oh, yeah.
Only because Millsap can look to score more, and Horford's more like a give it up.
Yeah,
but when Dwight gets the ball in the paint, he's
stop.
skilled enough. He'll go.
He will drive you in the paint until he gets.
And the other thing is him and Hassan. Hassan, he proved right here that he's one of the best centers.
We also said if Dwight Howard gets taken out of the game, Hassan Whiteside and the Heat are going to win.
And this was in the third quarter. He had. I don't know. He had pretty close to those numbers. He almost had 20 rebounds before Dwight was out,
which is insane.
Dwight had 11 and 11, and Hassan.
That's what happens. He's a 7-footer. He's lengthy, and
he's athletic.
He's proven himself. He's worth that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep. Another one that I was actually watching play-by-play. I didn't actually get it on TV. Hornets and T-Wolves. Kemba went off. Another thing that I wanted to talk about, as you both know, Karl Towns is my guy. I loved him when he got drafted, and I don't know what's going on. He's just not putting up the numbers that everyone expected him to. What do you think they're going to have to do to get Karl Towns more involved?
I think it all comes down to point guard play and shooting guard play. Wiggins has had a bigger role in the offense overall. So, to me, when I look at a team and I gauge the success and how far they can go, it's all dependent on the point guard and how well the point guard can move the ball. You see Oklahoma, they've got a point guard that makes plays. The Rockets, they have a point guard right now in James Harden that makes plays.
Right.
Both off the ball, on the ball. They do everything for their team.
Yep.
And I don't feel like the Timberwolves have that in a point guard.
I feel like they need to develop someone like Chris Dunn. And another problem that I was thinking that Karl Towns has is that his rebounding. With all these shots that they're taking, they have 3 of their starting 5 that are averaging 20-plus points a game. Karl Towns should be able to get some of these rebounds, these offensive rebounds, and feed off them. He's big enough, he's skilled enough to hit him with that hesitation move and hit a fadeaway jumper. He's got the jumper outside. He has it.
With the rebounds that you're talking about, they take a lot of long-distance shots. Levine's a three-point shooter.
Yeah, he dropped 5 last night.
Yeah, Wiggins is a mid-range to three-point shooter.
Right.
He's stretched out that 3, though.
Yeah.
Really, he's been
deep.
Honestly, the way they shoot the ball, it's made for long rebounds. And for a center, that's not really great.
It could be hard.
You see a guy like Jang who, the combo of them, Jang's development might have taken away from Cat. Well.
I would have to say so. So we're going on to Brooklyn and Lakers. I know you have Julius Randle on your fantasy team.
Yeah, the triple-double
pulls off a trip dub, and D'Angelo has 17 in the first quarter. You got anything to take away from this one, Garrett? What do you got?
D'Angelo Russell is showing that he is going to be a stud.
He does have ice in his veins.
17 in the first quarter with 5 threes, and he has that quick shot. That left-handed shot looks beautiful.
It's just smooth. It's a perfect.
And if him and Julius Randle keep playing the way they do, they'll be
that
one
Lakers
of the
team
best
is gonna be
duos,
nasty.
one of the best guard big men duos.
Right.
And if we see Brandon Ingram and Jordan Clarkson develop,
off the
Jordan
bench.
Clarkson is, he's like 26, I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
But if we see Ingram, who's a rookie this season, develop into what they think he can be, the next Kevin Durant is what
I think he will.
He's a poor man's Kevin Durant right now. Just imagine him in a couple of years.
Yeah, they'll be unstoppable.
They will.
It'll be the Lake Show again.
It will be, and I can't wait for that. I've always loved it when, back when the C's and the Lakers would go at it. That was when NBA was at its best.
That was when it started getting big.
Right, exactly.
And so many people watch it now. That's the first time. I mean, they call them the Showtime Lakers for a reason.
Right, exactly. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see what
Can I throw out a projection really quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Duke right now has 3 players that are injured.
Yep.
2 of them would fit the Lakers very well: the center Bolden and Harry Giles.
Yep.
Harry Giles might be out for the whole season.
Really?
What happened?
He still has.
Is it a foot?
I don't know exactly what it is, but I've read reports that Harry Giles could miss all or most of the season, which could hurt his draft stock.
That'll hurt it a lot.
Sliding down.
Now, if he slides down, and hypothetically,
the Lakers continue
this play that'll get him, the 11 pick or the 10 pick, kind of like what Milwaukee got last season.
Yep.
Maybe we see a guy like Harry Giles slide, and he's a perfect fit in LA.
That would be crazy. I would love to see that. That's the missing piece that they need.
And you could see like the Joel Embiid effect where he misses a season. I mean, Joel missed 2, but then he comes back and he changes the whole dynamic of that team.
Correct.
And he's not on here. We're not talking about him right now, but he's
Joel Embiid is
he's the real deal.
He's the reason the Sixers are winning. The process. It's all it comes down to. So last game we're going to talk about is Bulls and Trailblazers. I know, Garrett, you're kind of mad about this game. You're expecting Damian Lillard to do much, but Jimmy B was the one who shined.
Yeah.
I know you're playing him this week. He's undefeated so far this year. So I'm just saying Damian Lillard needs to step up this week.
Step it up, please.
He needs to.
We know you're
because
going to watch this,
Yeah, he needs to because when you look at who Portland has, the only big star name that comes up is Damian Lillard.
Yeah.
And
CJ's all right. But
CJ's all right.
He's not you. The first person you think of is Damian Lillard.
Right.
That's it.
And then you look at the tier levels. You have Damian Lillard who's tier 1 player, top 10 player in the NBA. You look at that. You have one tier 2 player in CJ McCollum.
Mm-hmm.
You move down and it's just tier 3 and tier 4.
Yeah.
That's all you have.
Mostly tier 4, honestly.
Correct.
You
don't have any bench.
Oh, no.
You have Damian Lillard that's going to score for you. Try to find open looks for everybody.
Evan Turner's the best player coming off your bench. Really.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
They need to either start making moves in free agency or they need to start making moves in the draft.
I think they need a big man that can score because they have 2 big men, Ed Davis and Mason Plumlee.
Letting LaMarcus Aldridge leave.
And rebound, but
letting LaMarcus Aldridge leave was the worst thing they could have done.
Decision.
Another guy that I would suggest that I know they were in the talks to get Hassan Whiteside, but that didn't happen. But if they did get Hassan Whiteside, imagine what they could be right now.
Then you're talking 2 tier 1 players and then a tier 2 to back them up. Then some tier
you just
3
start
players.
filling in with bench, just drafting, especially where they are. They're not bad, so they get that mid-range pick.
Right.
Yeah. With doing that, you can develop him on your bench. And just keep developing this bench until you get to the point where the Lakers are right now, scoring 50 off your bench.
This shows how huge the draft is to teams. How important it is.
It is, and it all comes down to your front office.
Oh yeah.
And I think that they need to make a big move for a big man in free agency.
I agree.
So away from those games, we're gonna move on to the games tonight. Is there any games that you guys want to talk about specifically, or?
The biggest one is going to be the Raptors and the Warriors tonight.
Yeah, I would say so.
Well, actually, there's 2. That's the one we're going to start with.
Right.
In my opinion. I think you got DeMar DeRozan. Can he be stopped by Golden State? This is going to show how good Golden State is
in stopping a premier shooter.
Well, that and a guy who can also drive and get to the rim.
Correct.
DeMar DeRozan is going to dunk on somebody tonight.
He is. It's going to happen. What 7-footer can you name that's going to block them on the Warriors right now?
Maybe. Not on the Warriors.
Correct.
I was going to say in the league, maybe Hassan Whiteside.
But you look at Hassan Whiteside grabs blocks out of the air. I mean, you look at Golden State. I don't see them if DeMar DeRozan comes at them with a head of steam. I don't see them actually going in and trying to do something at all. So
right.
I feel like DeMar DeRozan's going to start scoring tonight. Go back on that 30 a night kind of game. I pray that he does good because I have him on my fantasy team, and I hope he brings up that triple-double. I know he won't, but if he does, that would be fantastic. Another person I haven't heard from in a while is Kyle Lowry.
I think he's
taken that step back.
Right, he hasn't been bad, but DeMar DeRozan's been the star.
Correct, because of the scoring.
I think they expected Lowry to be the star, and I think they kind of switched roles.
And that's totally okay.
Right.
Because they're still a premier team. Like, they're a premier team in the Eastern Conference. It's right now, the Eastern Conference needs to start building. And I think that's what they've been waiting for since the West started becoming what it is now.
Yeah, that, and I think Lowry, like, for me, the way I look at basketball is I love when the point guard will take a step back and let that shooting guard flourish.
Yeah, like, perfect.
Derek Fisher and Kobe Bryant. Derek Fisher could have been better in his career,
example.
But Kobe Bryant, he let Kobe flourish.
He did what he needed to win. Correct.
Mm-hmm.
So another game that I wanted to talk about was Rockets and Thunder. You got the two best scoring guards in the game right now, essentially. I'm going to say the best all-around offensive guards in the game right now.
Yeah.
You got James Harden, Russell Westbrook going at it. Garrett, what are you going to take from this one?
I'm going to take the Thunder. I like the Thunder, and I think Russell Westbrook's going to have a big game. Harden will also.
I feel like
Harden's averaging almost 13 assists.
They're the only two players in, I think, league history to average 30 points and 10-plus assists for the first 10 games.
Yeah. I've got one player that you probably won't think will be a key in this game, but he's going to be massive, and that's Andre Roberson.
Yes. Yep.
Because who are they going to put on James Harden? It's not going to be Russell Westbrook.
It should be Roberson.
James Harden could be the reason that Russell Westbrook gets in foul trouble if you have him guard James Harden.
Correct, because James Harden is smart.
And vice versa. They're not going to guard each other.
Right.
If I'm the coach, if I'm Billy Donovan, I'm going to put Roberson, my lockdown defender, on James Harden.
And he's bigger than Harden.
Or even Victor Oladipo, who's a great perimeter defender.
Right, but I think you put Roberson on there because he doesn't worry about offense. He's not a scorer.
Right.
Correct.
Victor Oladipo is kind of a two-way player right now.
Yeah. Right. And I feel like Victor
defense.
Does need to find that confidence, and I feel like him guarding James Harden all night will be just a confidence deflator.
But yeah, so I think this game comes down to how good Roberson or whoever they have can guard James Harden, because that's the Rockets' number one and really only option. So.
Correct.
Right.
And as we see, it's working for him.
Right.
So we're going to move on to a question that we actually brought up, and 10 games into the season, guys, you need a starting five. I'd say the rules are you just need 5 guys to play 30 minutes a night. You need to win a championship. Garrett, who's your starting 5?
I got Russ at the 1.
Yep.
And I have Harden at the 2.
Okay.
They're kind of interchangeable, but
correct.
They're both. I couldn't leave either one out because they're both such good scorers.
Right.
They've been filling up the stat sheet.
Yep.
I have LeBron at my 3.
It shouldn't even be
There's
a question.
nobody else that you can do that. Blake Griffin at my 4. I
Okay.
had Draymond, Anthony Davis, and somebody else.
And Paul Millsap. All power forwards, but Blake Griffin he's just too skilled. Right, exactly.
He does a lot of things, and he's a really good player. Put him there, and then for a big defensive presence and rebounding, I put DeAndre Jordan at my center.
Correct, because he doesn't need to score.
He's that anchor. He doesn't need to score, but he'll block almost anybody, and he rebounds crazy.
All right, so we will talk about these lineups after we get all of our lineups in there. Nick, starting 5.
So my starting lineup was based off of guys who are extremely consistent, and I love teams that move the ball like the Spurs.
Yep.
It's weird being an Oklahoma fan, and I love teams that constantly ping the ball around because, it plays through Russell Westbrook.
Right.
But, I love teams that ping the ball around. So I took Giannis Antetokounmpo on my 1.
Yep.
You got the 6'11" mismatch.
Just
he can drive. He can guard anybody in the league.
Anything you want him to.
Right.
Anything.
I took Klay at the 2, who hasn't had a great start to the season, but Klay Thompson is one of the most consistent defenders in the league.
I feel like the only reason Klay hasn't been productive this year is because they have 4 of the best 15 players in the league.
Oh, yeah. See, Klay's production takes a hit in scoring, but he's still a top 2 defender on the team.
He's always guarded the best guard.
Correct.
Right.
He does that
sometimes small forward. Like, he's guarded LeBron.
He's like an offensive lineman.
Right.
He does exactly what you need to win.
And he's a good passer as well. So, to me, I like the length. I like the defense. That's why I took Klay Thompson. Obviously, at my 3, I took LeBron James. He's the best player on the planet. He moves the ball, rebounds. He might not be the greatest shooter, but that's why I took Paul Millsap at my 4, a good stretch 4 who can also rebound, who's undersized.
Yep.
He can space the floor. And then, similar to you, I like a center who can just block shots and be a presence on defense, but I wanted more of a presence in the paint scoring the ball, so I took Hassan Whiteside.
Yep, and so the starting five that I'm going with is I'm putting James Harden at the 1, just because he's probably the best offensive guard in the league. Doesn't play much defense, but that's why I have Giannis Antetokounmpo at the 2. Again, like we said, can play any position on the court. Probably not center, but if he had to post up on someone, he would.
Right.
I'm going to put Giannis Antetokounmpo just for the length and the defense, and he can also, when getting that mismatch, he can go in the paint. Again, LeBron at the 3. It's not a question. Best player in the world. And now this is where I struggle. I love big men that can score. So I'm going to put Anthony Davis at the 4 because I know he's a great shot blocker, and I know that he can rebound anytime he wants to. And then this is where my bias comes in. I'm going to put Karl Towns at the 5 because he's a scorer, because he's a rebounder. He can block shots. He passes the ball, and he's a young guy. He does everything that you want him to, and I feel like that would give me the best chances to win right now. So, are there any questions that you guys actually have?
I have a question.
Yep.
Why isn't Russell Westbrook not in either of you guys' lineup?
See, that's a problem for me because this is where the NBA start. Like these, you could probably make an entire team of starters that would be productive all the time. Now, I'm not putting Russell in there because if I have James Harden at my point, I don't have that one guy that complements him correctly. I have 2 guards that want to score all the time, and I can't have that. That's why I put Giannis at the 2 because, like you have said, doesn't have a good jumper right now. Mm-hmm. And I feel like putting that length on the perimeter would help me.
Now, for me, I didn't put Russell Westbrook in my lineup, and he's one of my 2 favorite players in the league. It's Giannis Antetokounmpo and Russell Westbrook because they do it all.
Right.
Now, I can't have both of them in the same backcourt because I love to have a shooting guard that is a pure shooter.
Yep.
And Klay Thompson is a pure shooter on offense.
Okay.
The guy has an incredible shot. And my point guard, I don't care how many points my point guard scores. Now, Russell Westbrook averages more assists than Giannis Antetokounmpo, but I don't feel he moves the ball as much.
But he doesn't do that offensive lineman type of thing.
Right.
Like he doesn't do.
Westbrook creates the last pass, but Giannis passes more.
Right,
and,
exactly.
And is more willing to do other things.
Correct. Did you have any questions for our lineups, or?
I did for yours, actually. Yep. You know, your 2 is Giannis Antetokounmpo, and your 1 is James Harden, I believe?
Correct.
Yeah. So, my issue with that is, against a team like mine, where I have, obviously Giannis at the 1, so it'd be impossible to ever play that way unless you're playing some 2K, but my team is built around defense. So if I have a defender that takes away your point guard's jump shot, who then is your shooter?
Because what I would do if you're trying to take away my point guard's jump shot, I would then send LeBron at the 1.
Okay.
Putting LeBron at the 1, I can then switch Giannis to the 3 and switch James to the 2.
Okay.
Which then bring the ball up court. I can still make shots for James Harden, make shots for Giannis, make shots for Anthony Davis.
Right. So your lineup's really versatile.
Correct. That's what I was looking for. When you do try to shut down on a person on my team, I do have the next man up, and I think it could work. So.
Yeah, with that sliding ability with Giannis being able to play 4 positions on the court, possibly 5.
Right, and I feel like, and Garrett, that's the question I have for you. Did you have Giannis in your squad?
Nope.
Is there a reason?
The guys that I have in here, Harden and Russ.
Yeah.
Either one I can't take out of my lineup.
Right.
Pure scorers. To me, even if they don't go good together, it's James Harden and Russell Westbrook.
Correct.
Right. They both have shown they can do it all.
Right.
Russell Westbrook more. Put him at the point guard. Like I said, they're interchangeable.
Correct.
And LeBron, he does it all also. Blake Griffin is a good passer. He scores and
he's got handles.
He can rebound better than he does, but he's still a rebounder. Right. And DeAndre Jordan he doesn't need to score. He's a shot blocker, rebounder,
but he can score when he wants.
Right.
To.
And
can I make a point about your team real quick?
Yeah.
With James Harden and Westbrook, I questioned that at first, but then I realized they played together in Oklahoma and enjoyed that time.
They did.
Like, there's not bad blood like there is between Russell and KD with James Harden and Russell Westbrook.
Right.
So, and they played very prolific together.
Right, like they shipped away. Together. They shipped the front office shipped away James Harden.
Right.
It wasn't his choice.
Right. So I think that would work.
I feel like the chemistry, like your team has that chemistry with Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan,
and then Russell,
James Harden and Russell.
And we think Russell Westbrook's kind of like a hothead, that he gets angry really easy. I think he would be the one to take a step back and give James Harden the ball.
Yeah.
I think that. Maybe
not. Russell likes to make that last pass.
He does.
Create.
He does.
And Harden's the perfect guy for him to make the last pass.
Right, exactly.
Right. All right, guys. Well, this was probably the longest episode we've ever had. I'm just going to say that thank you guys for watching. Again, if you have any questions, if you'd like us to debate a topic that's on your head right now, just comment below or get a hold of either of us on social media. But again, thank you guys for watching, and we'll catch you next week.